Okay, I think we are live. Hello, happy Friday. So today I wanted to just take a few minutes to show you how I like to style a long scarf. It's one of my favorite ways to wear a scarf, and I do get questions about it sometimes. So let's take a look. So I have with me, this is a scarf pattern that will be coming out soonish, so you get a peek at it now. All right. So I am 5 feet tall, and I think so I'm 60 inches. I think this scarf is 72 inches long. So it's a foot longer than I am tall. So that's a pretty long scarf for me. And so what I like to do, I'm gonna back up just a little bit here. All right, so I make a loop in front, and I put these over the back and cross them, right? So it's just a loop in the front and crossed in the back. Now, of course, you could wear it like this, but it would slip or fall or choke you or whatever. So we're gonna leave the loop right here. Now this is a really wide scarf, so this will look different with a narrower scarf. Now, I take this loop here in front and I cross it in front of it, right? So I make this cross backwards, right? This cross right here, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this end on this side and go up like this. And see, now I need to start making it smaller. And I'm going to take this end. So here's our loop, right? I'm going to take that back out for a second. Here's our loop that we made. All right, right here. And I'm going to take this side and go up, and this side and go down through the loop, okay? And so that makes this knot, it looks kind of like a square knot, I think. So now, like I said, this is a very thick scarf, so I don't have a lot of length here. But for a narrower scarf like Wendover, I can grab that and show you with that as well. Then it would give me longer tails. And then you can kind of tweak it, right, to make it sit how you want to, like this, okay? Now, let me grab Wendover, because that's a narrower scarf, and it's also long-ish. So, here, and yes, I do like to roll my scarves, that way they don't get creases in them. All right, so I'm going to show you again. Loop in the front, cross in the back, and then you can either tweak it as you make it to make sure the right side is facing, or you can do it afterwards. And then I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to bring this side up. So this side is crossed in front right here, so I want this end to go over that, because this is on top. I want this to go over that, right? And then this end comes up like this, okay? And then you can tighten it up like that. You can snug it up more gently, whatever works for you. But I usually end up just kind of fussing with it until it gives me a nice full look. And see, I actually like my shorter end to be on top, but it's not working out that way with this one right now. So right now I'm just kind of turning it around so that the right side is facing. And then you can open this up more in the back if you want to, right? Backwards, I keep forgetting. Maybe I can change that setting for when I'm doing stuff like this. Now I'm not looking at it and then trying to do it backwards because I'm looking at the pictures. So there it is. Oop, too tall. So that is my double knotted scarf. And so this is nice when it's cold, because it gives you a lot of that warmth right there. Sorry, I'm wiggling everything right around your neck. Now, if you want a less loopy version, you don't want that much bulk, you can do the same sort of thing with the twist. Wait a second. No, I lied. This way is the other way that I do it, with the twist like that. So do the loop like this. So this is one way to wear a scarf too, right? We all do this one, just the just the loop and pull it around. But if you want to get a little bit fancier and you've got a shorter scarf or you want longer tails, then you can do this cross, this little loop thing again, and sort of the same thing. Do one end over the top and the other end up through the loop like this, right? And so that gives you a smaller knot, but similar. And it's just a little bit different from how you might normally style a scarf, right? And so it just gives you backwards a little bit of extra oomph to your scarf, adding those little loopy knots in there. So that was the second version, the second way that I like to tie it with a shorter scarf. So like this one is shorter. This one is about the same length as I am tall. I'm 60 inches. I think this one's 62 inches, right? So if I try and do this, it's going to be super short, right? I try and do this number. See, look, I barely have tails at all because it's so short. So see, it's not long enough to do that unless I want super short tails or to be like choked. So this one I can do this way instead. Again, regular loop through like this. Oops, there we go. Regular loop through. This is the Curiosity Door, which will be coming soon. So that's the regular loop through. Or we can do the twisty loop, which is, here we go. All right, and then one down and one up through that loop. And see, this is still a little bit short for that, but it would work, right? Okay. I think this one doesn't want to play along. There we go, that's better. There. Ta-da! So I've shown you two different ways to style a scarf that you may not have done before. I know that all the looping can be confusing, so just play around with it a little bit. And of course, if you like the way it looks, then that's all that really matters. That and it doesn't fall off in the street and you lose it, of course. So yeah, that's my favorite way to wear a scarf if they're long enough to do all the loops. And a sneak peek of pattern coming next month, Curiosity Door. So I'll talk to you next week. If you've got any requests, anything you want me to talk about, just let me know. I'll see you then. Bye.